That's it. That's the intro. Yo, what is up, guys? Butter Something here. In today's video, we're talking about the Echoes of the Fallen City trailer that has come out from Battlestate Games today. We're going to go ahead and play the trailer, and then I'm going to do a breakdown for you guys. All right, so that was a crazy trailer. There's a lot to break down in this. So I kind of want to go through the video with you guys and kind of point out some of the things that I've noticed and some of the things that I've gathered from this trailer. So what you can see here is what looks to be like a tall cylindrical building. I'm assuming that this is probably going to be some sort of base of operations for maybe a militia group of some sort. The only reason I say that is because you can see right here that there seems to be a tower or some sort of tower where the military combatants probably set up base camp for the most part. And you'll see later in the trailer down here there's another one through this door. We're going to go ahead and continue for now. So there it is. You can see it right here. So this is another kind of sniper nest, and actually this just looks like tarp, but this right here is a sniper's nest, and that is probably going to be maybe a base of operations with more high tier loot than you would see in maybe some other areas of the map. But this map is looking absolutely massive right now. We're going to go ahead and enter a shop here. And what I'm kind of seeing here is a lot of aesthetic from maybe the Tar Ducks on interchange, but you can see that these buildings seem to be able to be entered. Every single one of them has maybe some small store, and I'm wondering if maybe these are all interconnected somehow. And maybe they have back doors that have more like American malls where they have a one hallway that goes behind all of these locations, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. So we get a close-up of what I'm calling essentially the news station or base of operations. Looks like it's called Lexos. Maybe it's a Lexus. So maybe this is maybe some sort of car dealership, and this is like maybe a business building. But I'm going to refer to it as maybe the news station for the time being, just to keep everything kind of, you know, straight and satisfied with the video. But you can see we're walking down that side road that we saw right in the beginning. There's that tower right here that you guys can see. And a lot of this stuff, I don't know how far out this goes. So we're seeing here, you know, this is just the nighttime of a different angle, so we're not walking in the street anymore, and you can notice this. So when we go back here, it's the same thing. We're just walking a little bit farther to the left. So we're walking on the sidewalk instead of walking in the middle of the road, because he gets shot when you're in the middle of the road. So it looks like, again, he does look over here, and this looks like a potential entrance for that area. So for me, I'm thinking that this is probably going to be a pretty big space for PvP, or maybe a boss area. So this is actually the other side of the road. So if we go back just a little bit, and, you know, forgive me, you'll see that this bank is actually right here on the right. I'm pointing at my screen like you guys can see. So that's the bank that he walks into in the next piece. So this is the bank that he's walking into. So there's the bank, there's the clothing store that's next to it. And all those stores, as you could see, you can enter these stores. But I do believe that these stores are also the stores that are in the very first trailer that we see. And we can see that there is what seems to be maybe yep, and he moves over to it. What seems to be maybe a grocery store. And he goes in, and you can kind of see some rancid meat. There's a lot of vegetation. And I would think with all this vegetation, and here's the rancid meat, with all this vegetation, it would overgrow. But maybe not, because maybe it's not getting enough light or anything like that. But I'm definitely digging a little bit deep into this. We can see that there's a massive construction building, and this kind of reminds me of the construction area, a downed crane as well. And this kind of reminds me of that construction area on Custom. So I'm hoping that maybe we can get some sort of sniper position in this area. It would be really cool. As you guys know, I personally love sniping. And you can see he's entered this, and so we've come in from what? Wow, okay. What looks to be around here is kind of where we came in, and like this general area. So you'll see it looks like, just based on this, some of these top areas you probably can't get to because they are not finished with construction. But if you guys have played Battlefield 4 or anything like that, you know that some of these taller buildings you can get within, and then they usually don't have finished floors, and those are usually the floors that you can't go onto. So he comes out of this building, and you can see this down crane. This down crane actually looks really, really well done. And sorry, I'm jumping. This looks really, really cool. So it looks like he came from this right side and was looking straight down. So this area looks like it's something that we can definitely get into. And maybe I'm just pushing it here, potentially. But maybe there's a dip or underground area somewhere on this map, because we do see later in the trailer that there's a drop down from floor to floor, like on Shoreline. But we have that ramp that goes up, and you can definitely get into this area. I don't know the way that this is done. This seems a little sketchy, but maybe you can get up there. But this is just me, you know, being crazy. And looks like we can definitely get into this. Looks like this is probably the third floor. And then we move to what I would consider, this is trailer 1 of Streets of Tarkov. This is that probably most likely to be that building. And that's the biggest thing, is that I believe that this is still that same building, but they're kind of showing us the progress that they have made on it. So it looks like they kind of have like a streamer room, which is pretty cool, or like an entertainment zone. And I assume that we'll have the same kind of lions and, you know, cats and stuff like that that are on these shelves. Looks like we're going into people's homes, and this is more of like a bachelor pad-esque kind of thing. And then we're coming out the back. So if you went to go watch my other trailer, this back door that he's coming out of is actually the entrance behind a lot of those stores that we saw. So far, not a massive map from so far what we've seen, but it definitely looks like most of the stuff that we see will be enterable. And all of this right here kind of looks somewhat new. It looks like we're farther down. So it looks like we came out of maybe this building here and started coming down the road. And then this is a new building. So I do want to pause here. I don't know if this is something that we can enter and this is just down debris that we're going to be able to jump over. Because you guys know how jumping is in Tarkov. It's a little weird. And you know how other video games have, oh, there's debris blocking it. You can't get over that. I assume that we'll be able to get over this, but I do not know for sure. But I do hope this is something that we can get over and we kind of have, you know, those mountable objects. Not really mountable, but you know where I'm going with it. And this kind of reminds me of like the reserve feel. And here I do believe something about the way that this is set up. So right here, something about the way that this is set up has west going through my head. And then something about this here has quest item on it. The only reason I say that is if we go back here, I think it's this one. Yeah, you can see another one right here, which is the exact same. And maybe they're reusing assets a little bit more than they usually do, but that is just setting off my quest radar. I don't know why, but it is. Just that desk in general is setting off my quest radar. But this definitely seems more of like a, you know, a dorms area or a housing area where you have a lot of these things. And maybe I believe that this is probably a makeshift. This next 5 seconds right after this, I believe that this is a makeshift jail, and then these numbers will probably have something to do with the quest, but I don't know. And then you can see the drop down here, and we're just, you know, kind of panning back and forth. But a lot of this stuff, if you don't, you know, pause it, you kind of miss. Gun, very funny. I saw that when I first watched it, and I unfortunately didn't do a very first impression of the actual trailer, and I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't, but it is what it is. And then I wish this was a little bit smoother, but this is just us going back to the street. So again, there is a lot in this trailer. If there's anything that you guys feel that I have missed personally, definitely make sure to leave a comment below. I do want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you guys thought about the trailer. Did you like it? Are you worried about what's going on with Escape from Tarkov? Are you worried about the 40 players that are going to be on this map when it's all said and done? Definitely leave those comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next